Will there be a stimulus deal? Here's what you need to know, and what it could mean for your wallet. There's no clear sign that Congress will reach a stimulus deal before the November 3rd election. As Americans await second stimulus checks and federal unemployment benefits, here are 5 potential outcomes of what could happen next. Congress could reach a stimulus deal before the election, although there doesn't seem to be a clear path currently. In Washington, never say never. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin indicated this week that stimulus talks could resume shortly. I've probably spoken to Speaker Pelosi 15 or 20 times in the last few days. And we've agreed to continue to have discussions about the CARES Act, Mnuchin said. House Democrats may be working on a $2.4 trillion stimulus package, which is approximately $1 trillion less than the HEROES Act stimulus bill they passed earlier this year. The new stimulus package could include second stimulus checks, federal unemployment benefits and small business aid through the Payment Protection Program. The House could vote on the legislation as early as October 2nd. The Senate is scheduled to adjourn after October 9th to allow members to campaign until the November 3rd election. However, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell could ask members to return to Washington to vote on any potential stimulus deal. Congress could agree on a stimulus deal, but the president must sign the legislation before it becomes law. One possible scenario, if and when Congress reaches a deal, is that the president decides not to sign the bill before the election, or at all. This scenario is probably low likelihood, since the president supports a new stimulus deal as well as second stimulus checks. The question will be the cost of the stimulus package. However, since Mnuchin and White House Chief of Staff are negotiating the deal with Pelosi and McConnell, there presumably would be bipartisan support before Congress sends any stimulus bill to the president's desk for signature. The Senate and House could seek to gain political favor by passing smaller stimulus deals before the election. This move could be largely symbolic if there is no bipartisan support. For example, Senate Republicans could not get sufficient bipartisan support for a $500 billion stimulus package, which was approximately half the size of their initial proposed bill, the HEROES Act. However, it's possible that both parties agree now to fund key areas like stimulus checks or unemployment insurance to help bring immediate need to Americans. Both parties potentially could score political points with voters if Congress reaches a stimulus deal. That said, while Republicans have preferred a piecemeal approach to legislation, Democrats have not. Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer ultimately will decide if they are willing to focus on areas of bipartisan support rather than hold out for a larger stimulus package.